delve into an engaging topics, circles, ellipses, parabolas, and hyperbolas, all derived by slicing a cone at different angles. To kick things off, here's a quick math joke. Why did the circle break up with the ellipse? Because it felt like the relationship was going in circles. Now, let's define circle. Circle is a set of all points in a plane that are at a constant distance, the radius from the fixed point. The fixed point is called the center of the circle. In circle, we have standard form. Quantity x minus h squared plus quantity y minus k squared, wherein r is our radius. Then, our circle is h and k. We'll also have a general form, which is ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e, that is equals to 0. Here we have an example. Let's identify the circle and the radius. X minus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 3 quantity squared is equals to 16. As I have said earlier, our center is h and k. In our equation, h is positive 2 and k is negative 3. Then square root of 16, which gives us positive 4. Another example is y plus 5 quantity squared plus x minus 9 quantity squared is equals to 20. Our center now is h is positive 9 while k is negative 5. Then square root of 20, which gives us square root of 20. Let's have another example, but now let's transform general equation to standard equation. So the first thing you do is rearrange the equation, then expand the equation by making it a perfect square trinomial. That will become, in order to make a perfect square trinomial, get the 8x divided by 2, then squared, that will give us 16. Another is, get the 6y divided by 2 is equals to 3. 3 squared is equals to 9. Then negative 21, since we transpose it, then add 16 and 9 to make the equation balance. We are going to write it a square of a binomial. In order to do that, we need to copy the sign. So x, copy the sign, plus square root of 16, that will be 4, then squared, plus y minus 9 squared, that is 3, equals to negative 21 plus 16 plus 9, that will give us positive 4. That is now our standard equation, which is x plus 4 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared is equals to 4. So to find the center and the radius, our center is h and k. So our h and k is negative 4 and 3. Since we equate it to 0, then our radius, square root of 4, it is 2. And for our last example, given the circle and the radius, let's find the standard and general equation. So the given is, our center is 2, negative 5, and our radius is 3, wherein our h is 2 and our k is negative 5. So using the standard equation, we will substitute h and k. That will give us x minus 2 quantity squared plus y minus negative 5 quantity squared is equals to 3 squared. So our standard equation now is x minus 2 quantity squared plus y plus 5 quantity squared is equals to 9, because 3 times 3 is equals to 9. Then in order to get the general equation of this standard equation, we need to expand this to make it a perfect square trinomial. So we multiply x times squared, then 2 times x squared, which gives us the answer of 4x, plus 2 times 2, that will be 4. After, you will just do it again. So y times y squared, then 5 times y squared, which gives us the answer of 10y, plus 5 times 5, that will be 25, and equals to 9. Then we add 4 plus 25, that will give us 29. Transpose 9, then subtract it to 29. So 29 minus 9 equals to 20. After which, we arrange and we will come up to our general equation. So our general equation will be x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 10y plus 20 is equals to 0.
Hi guys, the next conic section is parabola. Parabola is a set of points on the coordinate plane that are equal distance from fixed length. The fixed point is called the focus of the parabola. And the fixed line is called directrix. This is the formula for standard form of parabola. Y minus k squared equals 4p quantity of x minus h. This is the general form for general form of parabola. Ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. This is the table of properties for parabola. Axis, vertical and horizontal, opening, up and down, and left and right. Vertex, h and k. Focus, hk plus p, h plus pk. Directrix, y equals k minus p, x equals h plus p. LR, 4p. For the first example, given the equation, quantity of y minus 3 squared equals negative 2 quantity of x plus 1. So, we need to expand. Square root the first term, that will be y squared. Multiply the first term and second term times 2. Y times negative 3, negative 3y. Times 2 equals negative 6y. Square root the second term, that will be positive 9. Distribute 2, that will be negative 2x. Negative 2x times 1 equals negative 2. Now, we need to equate to 0. So, we have y squared negative 6y plus 9 plus 2x plus 2 equals 0. Then we arrange, combine like terms. So, we have 9 squared plus 2x negative 6, 9 plus 2, that is positive 11, equals to 0. That will be the final answer. For the second example is 3x plus y squared negative 7x plus 6 equals 0. So, we need to arrange the equation. Quadratic comes first. So, y squared comes first, then followed by positive 3x, then minus 7x plus 6 equals 0. Copy y squared, then we combine 3x and 7x. 7 minus 3, negative 4, equals negative 4. Copy, positive 6 equals 0. Transpose 4x and then 6, so that will be y squared equals 4x and negative 6. Next is factor. That will be y squared equals 4 quantity of x -3/2. That was the final answer. The third example, given the equation, we're gonna solve for its standard form. The axis is vertical, and the h is 2, and k is 5. We will find p, so we will solve for p. Y equals k minus 5. K is 5. Distribute 5, that will be -5 plus 7 equals p. -5 plus 7 equals 2. Distribute, that will be -2. We will arrange, that will be quantity of x minus 2 squared equals 4. Quantity of minus 2. Or quantity of y minus 5. Copy quantity of x minus 2 squared. 4 times -2 equals -8. Copy quantity of x -2 squared minus -8, quantity of y minus 5. X times 2 equals x squared. 2 times 2 equals -4x plus 4. Distribute 8 times -5, that will be 8y plus 40. Then equate to 0. Copy x squared, -4x, -8y. 4 plus 40 equals -36 equals 0. That will be the final answer.
So hi guys, I am Lance, and let's now talk about ellipse and its properties. So ellipse is a set of all points in a plane such the sum of their distance from two fixed points that are constant. So the standard form of ellipse is x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. So let's find its axis, center, vertex, co-vertex, foci, major, minor, and LR. So the axis here is horizontal and vertical. The center is h comma k, and for the vertical part is h minus k. It's just the same. And for the vertex is h plus minus a comma k. For the vertical part is h comma k plus minus b. And let's now find its co-vertex. Co-vertex of horizontal is h comma k plus minus b, and for vertical is h plus minus b comma k. And now for the foci. Foci is h plus minus c comma k. For vertical is h comma k plus minus c. For its major horizontal is 2a, and for vertical it's 2b. For minor it's 2b, and for vertical it's 2a. And for its LR is 2b squared over a, and for vertical is 2b squared over b. And now let's find its properties. So we have an example problem here. X minus 2 squared over 36 plus y minus 1 squared over 35 equals 1. So let's find first the axis. Which denominator is the largest? Which in fact is the x-axis. So it makes it horizontal. And now let's find the center, h and k. Our h is 2 and our k is 1. We change the sign because we transpose it. So our center now is positive 2 and 1. For the vertex, let's first find the a. How do we find a? Let's find the 36, the square root of 36, which is 36 square root of is 6. We write a 6. 6 plus 2, we add it in the left hand side. 6 plus 2 is 8, and copy 1. So for the vertex 2 is 6 minus 2 is -4 and copy 1. So for the co-vertex, we have to find the b first. How do you find b? If we find the square root of 25 in the y-axis. So the square root of 25 is 5. And we write b equals 5. Co-vertex, and we will add it in the left hand side. 5 plus 1 is 6. Copy 2. Co-vertex 2 is copy 2, comma, 5 minus 1, which is -4. So for the foci, we need to find c first. How do you find c? 36 minus 25, and we find its square root. So it's 36 minus 25 is 11. And somehow 11 is not a perfect square. So we write it as is, square root 11. Now we go to foci. Foci is 2 plus square root of 11, comma 1. And for the other one is 2 minus square root of 11, comma 1. So for the major part, we first have to find the square root of 36 and we multiply it by 2. 36 square root is 6. Multiplied by 2, it's 12. And the 25 square root is 5. We multiply it by 2, then it's 10. And the LR part is we have to substitute it. 2b squared over a. And let's have 2 times b, which is 25 over 6. And we have to cancel 6 because it's divisible by 3. We write 3. 2 times 25 is 50 over 3. And that's how we get LR.
Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Hi guys, so our next topic is hyperbola. Hyperbola is a set of points on the coordinate plane such that the absolute value of the difference of the distances of any points from two fixed points is constant. The fixed points are called foci. So we have our standard form. Quantity x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared is equals to 1. That will be our standard form for hyperbola. And for our general form, ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equals to 0. That will be our general form for hyperbola. So let's have the table of properties or the solving for the properties solution. We have the axis, which is vertical and horizontal. And next, we have the center. Both centers are h, k. And we have the foci. For vertical, we have h, k plus minus c. And for horizontal, we have h plus minus c, k. For vertices, we have h, k plus minus b. For horizontal, we have h plus minus a, k. And next, we have the co-vertices. For co-vertices, we have h plus minus a, k. That is for vertical. And for horizontal, we have h, k plus minus b. And for transverse, it's 2b. For vertical and for horizontal, it's 2a. For conjugate, we have 2a for vertical and 2b for horizontal. For LR, we have 2a squared over b. And for horizontal, we have 2b² over a. So now we will have given the properties, the standard form, and we will solve for its properties. So the example is the quantity of x minus 2 squared over 9 minus quantity y minus 3 squared over 16 is equals to 1. So first we will identify the axis. We will identify it through the x coordinate, and which has the highest denominator. So 9 has the highest denominator because it's positive, and 16 is negative. So it is horizontal because of the x coordinate. So for the center, let's solve for HK, A, B, and C. So for the h, it is given for the x coordinate, and for k is given for the y coordinate, which is negative 3 and 2. So for a, the square root of 9, and for b is the square root of 16, which is 3 and 4. For c, we will add 9 and 16 is equals to 25 and its square root. For the center, we have 2 comma negative 3. That will be our center. And for our foci, we have 2. And for foci, we will have 2 plus 5 comma negative 3 and 2 minus 5 comma negative 3. So it will be 7 and negative 3. So next we have the vertices. So for our vertices, we have 2 plus 3 is equals to 5 comma negative 3. So 2 minus 3 is equals to negative 1 comma negative 3. So for our co-vertices, we have 2 comma 4 plus negative 3 and 2 comma 4 minus negative 3. So it will be positive 1 and negative 7. So for our transverse, we have 2a. So 3 times 2 is equals to 6. And we have conjugate, which is 2b. So 4 times 2 is equals to 8. So for our LR, 2 times 16 over 3 is equals to 32 over 3. So that will be our lectus 2. So now, the given properties and solve for the general equation. So we have the given of center of 4 and 2, and the conjugate of 8, and the vertex of 4 and 7. Vertex or vertices. So let's identify the axis. We have the same number of 4. The y coordinate, which is that will determine our axis, which is vertical. So we have the conjugate. It could solve for the letter A. So let's just divide it by 2. So we will get 4. That will be our A. So for our H and K, it will be 4 and 2 because it is given already. So for letter B, just count the number of the difference of 7 and 2. And you will get number 5. Next, let's copy the standard form. Or replace it rather. So we have the quantity x minus 4 squared over 16, because the letter A is 4. This 4 squared is equals to 16. That will be negative because x coordinate is horizontal. So the quantity y squared over 25 is equal to 1. So let's get the LCM of 16 and 25. We can't get it because they don't have an LCM. So let's just multiply it. So we will get 400. So for 16 divided by 400 divided by 16, we will get 25, and bring down the quantity x minus 4 squared. And 400 divided by 25 is 16. Bring down the quantity y minus 2 squared is equals to 400. So let's expand it. Negative 25, x times 2 is equals to x squared. And 4x times 2 is equals to 8x. So divided by 2. So it will be 4. 4 squared will be 16. And next, it's positive 16. And the quantity of y squared, because y times 2 is equals to y squared. And 2 times y, negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And times 2 is negative 4y. So divide it by 2. So it will be 2 and square it, and it will be 4. So let's expand it more. So negative 25 times x squared will be 25x squared. Negative 25 times 8x is equals to 200, negative 200x. And negative 25x times 16 will be positive 400. And next is for positive 16. Positive 16 times y squared is positive 16y squared. And positive 16 times 4y will be 64y. And positive 16 times 4 will be positive 64 is equals to 400. And next, let's combine like terms. And negative 25x squared minus 200x plus 16y plus 64y plus 400 plus 64, and we will move the 400 from the right hand side to the left hand side. So it will be 400, negative 400. So our final answer will be negative 25x squared plus 16y squared minus 200x minus 64y plus 64 is equals to 0.